Have you ever said something in the heat of the moment and immediately regretted it? Ever thrown words like daggers only to wish you could pull them back? What if I told you the way you react in 5 seconds could destroy what you've built for 5 years? Now imagine this. You're in the middle of an argument with someone you love. Your heart is racing. Your thoughts are scattered. You feel disrespected, misunderstood, and angry. In that split second, you have a choice. You can explode, or you can respond with calm, power, and purpose. But most people never make that choice. Why? Because their mind is trained to react, not respond. Watch this video to the end, not for information, but for transformation. Because if you can train your mind to respond instead of react, it won't just change how you think. It will change your relationships, your peace, your love life. It will change everything. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Boy with the Fire Inside. There was a boy named Eli, quiet on the outside, wild on the inside. He had a storm in his chest, a kind of tension that never left. He'd snap when pushed, snap when doubted, snap when afraid. It started small, yelling at his little sister for touching his things, slamming doors when his parents said no. But as he got older, so did the consequences. At 18, Eli was working part-time at a cafe. One day, a customer criticized him for taking too long. Just a simple, cold complaint. But in that moment, Eli's mind didn't pause. His voice raised. He said something he couldn't take back. And just like that, he was fired. Now here's the thing. Eli wasn't a bad person. He wasn't trying to hurt people. But his mind had been programmed for war, not wisdom. And most of us are no different. Chapter 2. The Science of the Snap. Before we can train the mind, we have to understand the enemy. The human brain is wired for survival, not peace. That means in any threatening situation, physical or emotional, your amygdala kicks in. It's the part of your brain responsible for fight or flight. You feel insulted? The amygdala fires. Someone criticizes you in public? Boom. That ancient trigger lights up not to help you, but to protect your ego. But here's the problem. That part of your brain is fast, too fast. It doesn't stop to consider the damage. It doesn't care if the relationship is worth saving. It only wants to win the moment. That's why so many of us destroy the things we care about in seconds. Not because we're bad, but because we've never trained the stronger part of our mind, the prefrontal cortex, the seat of judgment, reason, and control. Reacting is natural. Responding is trained. Chapter 3. The Fire You Feed. Back to Eli. Years passed. He started dating a woman named Amara. She was gentle, patient. She loved his intensity. But one day, during a simple disagreement, Eli exploded. He shouted. She cried. And something in her changed. It wasn't the argument, it was the energy. She began to feel unsafe around him, even if he never laid a finger on her. Eli loved her, but he was feeding the wrong fire. Every time he gave in to rage, even silently, he was teaching his mind that emotion controls logic. It wasn't until Amara left that he realized something deep. He didn't just lose her. He never had control of himself in the first place. Chapter 4. The Stoic Path to Self-Control. Eli discovered an old quote that changed his life. It was by the Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. He began reading Stoic philosophy. Epictetus said, "It's not things that upset us, but our judgments about things." Seneca warned, "Anger is like holding hot coal. To throw it at someone else, you burn first." Eli realized something. He had been living untrained, letting every emotion command him like a dog chasing cars. So he started doing something radical. He trained in silence. Chapter 5. The Pause That Protects. Eli's first rule was simple. Don't respond for 5 seconds. In every moment of tension, every insult, every disappointment, he paused. He closed his eyes, breathed through his nose, let the first wave of reaction pass. That pause saved him. He noticed that most anger vanishes in silence. Most arguments dissolve when you let the fire die out. The more he practiced, the stronger the pause became. It wasn't weakness, it was warrior control. He wasn't avoiding confrontation, he was mastering it. And that mastery began to attract different energy. Chapter 6. How it transformed his love life. Months later, Eli met someone new. Her name was Rhea. She was fiery, passionate, ambitious, and she tested him. Not on purpose, but life has a way of sending tests disguised as people. One night, they had a disagreement over something small. Old Eli would have snapped, but this time, he stayed quiet. He listened, not to respond, but to understand. And Rhea noticed she didn't see a weak man. She saw strength. She saw a man who could hold the storm inside without unleashing it. And that built trust. Because here's the truth. No woman trusts a man who can't control his emotions. Not long-term. Because emotional instability is dangerous, not just physically, but spiritually. Chapter 7. 7 daily practices to respond, not react. Let's bring this full circle. If you want to become a man or woman who responds, not reacts, here are 7 practices that build the muscle. 1. Morning silence. Start each day with 10 minutes of quiet. No phone, just breath. Train the mind to be still before the world shakes it. 2. Name your emotions. When anger rises, say it. I feel angry. This shifts control from your subconscious to your conscious. 2-3. 5-second delay. In any emotional moment, wait 5 full seconds before replying. Let the heat drop. 4. Reframe the insult. Ask, what pain might this person be hiding? It creates empathy and destroys ego. 5. Practice in small moments. Train during traffic, long lines, delays. These are low-stakes battles to build high-level strength. 6. Journal the triggers. Write down what made you snap each day. Patterns reveal weakness. Awareness builds mastery. 7. Read Stoicism daily. Just one passage. It will recalibrate your thinking, like sharpening a blade each morning. Chapter 8. Response is power. Reaction is pain. Eli isn't perfect. You won't be either. But that's not the point. The goal is progress, not perfection. The goal is not to be emotionless, but emotionally wise. To respond with clarity when others scream. To hold your ground when others run. To protect your peace because you've trained your mind to obey you, not the moment. Closing. Every relationship you'll ever have, romantic, professional, even with yourself, will either grow or die based on this one thing. Do you react or do you respond? One creates regret. The other creates respect. You choose. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.